it comes to abuse against her, we're told we need to go to the back of the bus. Your problems don't matter because you're a male. No male could ever be victimized. If a man is victimized, it's a choice. Nope, I'm actually sober still. Right? Oh my God, at least somebody recognizes it. Somebody called me a nerd the other day. I was like, you pegged me right too.
I like dork.
You know the difference between a geek and a dork?
No, but I know what dork really means. It's still one of my favorite words, though.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful term of endearment. It's a lot nicer than the other terms my brother used for me.
Hopefully that girl from yesterday went and got some help. Or at least some more food.
I hope so. I did let her know about the food. I also got handed $5 last night, and it turned out it wasn't $5. Somebody gave me 2 pills. I was like, oh man, this is not cool. And he wouldn't take it back. He's like, well, if you won't use it, just give it to somebody who will. I'm like, I'm going over to Safeway, and I'm gonna see if I can use a bathroom code and flush it. But Miss Marion was here, so I just gave it to her and the other 4 manager-looking people who were here.
You know how much fentanyl's in our county right now?
A lot.
We're having overdoses daily. People are losing their lives.
Yeah, and I have a YouTube channel to speak up about that. I know.
You know, back in the day, I'm sorry, we were all druggies in the 90s. Our shit was pure and it was safe. It's not anymore.
No doubt. That's right. If I find it, I flush it. If I find the needles, I let somebody know because I don't want to touch them.
Yeah, no, we got a needle container.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. I'm thankful for them guys down there cleaning up the bathrooms every day because down there at good speed, like I found a bag of looked like black tar heroin about that big in there. And somebody fished it out of the toilet.
It's insane.
Well, on the bright side, I'm still breathing. All right, let's see how rich I am. Oh, come on.
Is it anything I can take or do they need that one?
Available balance.
Employment verification, they need you. Line 1. Hi, how are you?
Oh.
Line 1, Lisa said.
Oh my God, I have $1.38. I'm rich. I'm gonna go buy a mansion and a yacht. Me and Elmer J. Fudd can be in the same club. Welcome home. There's a big difference between being a local and being from out of town. You know, people tend to want to believe their friends, protect their friends. Doesn't matter what right and wrong is. See, this is one of the things that I try to live by. Never trust an adult who asks you to keep secrets. You've given certain people the keys to the city, so to speak. we allow them a level of social maturity that would not be allowed for us. Or rather, I should say social immaturity. You can do anything that you want, and anybody who does anything otherwise, thinks anything otherwise, disagrees, must be a predator out to hurt you. And every woman knows that she can do that here. Every single one. We've gotten to see the Karens. What are Karens, right? You know what a Karen is. Somebody who plays on social bias as an excuse to be a bitch. You could be a male Karen, you could be a female Karen, I don't give a shit. I see how it really is out here. And even better than that, I record how it really is out here. Lots of nice people here. But in order to change the issues such as the fentanyls, the overdoses, what do we got to do? Well, unfortunately, we need to provide them with a safe place to do their whatever. Otherwise, they're going to do it in your parks, in your parking lots, wherever it is that they're allowed to stop and sit and do it for a bit. Whole country's full of it now. Here it's fentanyl. Nebraska it was meth. God damn. Yeah, last night I recorded the fentanyl. I don't even do drugs, and people try to hand them to me all the time. They tell me where they fucking got it from, for Christ's sake. Of course, who's gonna listen to me? When the cops are bringing in drugs, nobody's gonna fucking listen. When the cops are trading drugs for goods and services, ain't nobody gonna listen. And you send us to those cops to turn them into themselves? God damn it. The fuck is wrong with you? As a male, my guilt is assumed. If I'm assaulted by a woman and I call 911, the officers are most likely to be pissed off at me for calling 911. What, you can't stand getting hit by a girl? You can't handle getting yelled at for fucking days at a time over goddamn bullshit? Okay, you didn't get a Louis fucking Vuitton bag. On the bright side, your bitch ass ain't out on the fucking streets. Okay, so he didn't buy a $8,000 crib for the goddamn nursery. On the bright side, he's still there as a father, is he not? The incessant goddamn bitching that we have to deal with every fucking day, just having female friends, let alone having to fucking date one. Just for her to pretend that everything that we do is some sort of an affront to her. Some sort of a kick to her teeth, a kick to her prestige, to her pride. Loyalty above all else except honor. If you're loyal to pretty, you have no honor. If you're loyal to gender, you have no honor. When you're loyal to child molesters, rapists, and murderers, you have no honor. And with that honor, there is no loyalty. We have taught every woman in America how to play bias since birth. Eventually, they grow out of it when they hit the wall. That's right, we tell them at 11 and 12 years old that they're more mature than the boys. Only physically. Mentally, by that point in their lives, we have taught them completely differently from men for so long that different portions of their brain are active. The lying portion of a woman's brain is almost always on. The part of the brain that gets your gears really turning when you're manipulating is nearly always on. Well, I think that one was always on. In a man, no, we don't really have that shit going on unless we have female influences in our lives. For the most part, when we're at work, we're focused on work. If it's 16 and a half inches, it's 16 and a half inches. If it's 4 inches, it's 4 inches. You're using a measuring tape. You measure what it is. Not what you want it to be. Not what you assume it's gonna be. When you're doing construction, you don't cut halfway through and then just redecide that you want to cut it somewhere different and then do it that way and then redecide again. You do that on every stud, you're never going to get a wall built. Then we got the disabled thing. My physical disabilities are ignored because the place that's supposed to help with that wants to send me to the mental disability place. The mental disability place won't help me with that. They keep sending me to the physical disability place. Meanwhile, at all these places, I go to meeting after meeting after meeting to try to convince them to do their goddamn jobs while they talk over me and dismiss literally everything I'm saying. I can't take care of myself. What the hell is wrong with these people? And God bless America and all that. Then I'm homeless, right? You blame all this fentanyl shit on the homeless. No, all these drugs are coming from people in houses. All of them. There are no homeless people out here making fentanyl. None. They don't have the ability. They don't have the means. All of it is being manufactured elsewhere and being brought here. You might want to check Grant's Pass. They're not just trafficking drugs, they're also trafficking people. It's also over 4 hours away from here. What are you supposed to do when someone's being harmed? You're supposed to turn it in right away. If your friend comes to you because they're afraid of turning it in right away because they're fucking homeless, there's a goddamn reason for it. The cops will blow us off onto anyone else. They don't want to do their job because you, the American taxpayers, don't want to see us. We are a plague on your society. We are an embarrassment. Well, guess what? You should be fucking embarrassed. You get to see how me repeatedly having to go to my friends and family. Really? My family. Unless there's a lot of money involved, they're not even going to pretend to give a shit. If there is a lot of money involved, they'll show up, take my money, and leave. I explained how that is. I also showed that that is truly how it is. For me, trying to find a place in peace and quiet. You know, Dallas Richmond was supposed to be that. But he quit his job after I moved in, and then it was never quiet. Never quiet.
Once in a while, he'd go somewhere and I'd get a few minutes worth of work done. The problem with being forced to do this in public is that people can pick and pull and choose whatever they want, twist it into something that ain't. And I don't have the ability to speak up for myself. I will be talked over, and you fucking know it. Time and time again, you've gotten to hear me on this channel, calling the places that I was sent to. And all they do is talk over me. They don't bother to try finding out what's going on. They're too busy talking over me, looking for excuses why it's not their fucking job. Every service, everywhere I go. And they don't just do this to me, they do it to all homeless people. There's a lot of people here who are telling me about the services that did help them. These same services that I go to. And I thought to myself, you know, this is a lot different. This is a different experience for me, for sure. Here, these people are actually helping out these homeless folks. And then I find out that the help that these people are getting is help that they're getting because they're not actually homeless. They actually do have a place. My back hurts like a motherfucker. I've been digging through this goddamn mess trying to find one piece of paper, one piece of mail. Find the right phone number. Fucking Department of Health and Human Services. I got 8 different numbers I gotta call there over everything that happens. Like, I can't possibly do all of this. I need help getting it started, okay? This takes days and days and days of making call after call after call. And I am not mentally or physically capable of taking care of myself. I am not capable of stopping them from talking over me and denying me all of my rights as a human being. They have access to unlimited funds, and they get to go through and pick and choose at 911 and 988 and 211. Pick and choose which ones that they're going to try to pull out and say, oh, he's a horrible person. I've made literally thousands of calls, and these people are abusive in every single one of them. Every single one, they are dismissive and send me on to someone else. I have to see my predators everywhere that I go. Because everywhere that I go, people are going to take advantage of me, and nice people are going to say nice things. But they're not going to stop and recognize what I go through every day. For many people, it becomes a pissing contest. They don't want to hear about the abuse that you literally just endured, or the fact that it's ongoing. They want to tell you about something that happened to them in 1978. They want to make it storytelling time. They're going to trade stories with you. Find out who's got a better story. It's got nothing to do with turning in the abuse or caring about you as a person. And of course, each one of these people who are mandated reporters, when they get busted not doing their jobs, what do? Whine like a mule, play victim. The cops send me to these places for help. These places fleece the American taxpayer for your American tax dollars. You force people to change their address and move over and over and over again so they never get established. All these services that we're sent to are not actual services that help us. They're all referral services. They're all supposed to be mandated reporters, and I obviously cannot take care of myself or defend myself. I shouldn't have to post publicly. I shouldn't have to record everything. But then again, I don't matter to any of you, so that makes it okay. A woman tells the right slander, and it magically makes it okay for many people to join in on making his life hell. You can see how many friends I went to, supposed friends that I went to, people who I'd helped out on multiple occasions, people who promised me that they would help me. And all they did was make excuse after excuse after excuse, trying to get their help when they promised cost me literally thousands of dollars. And then later on, one of them might send me $50 and throw it in my face 6 months after that. Oh, I sent you $50. Why are you still homeless? Because you never spoke up, bitch. Because you showed yourself to be a world-class piece of shit who doesn't care about anybody but themselves. You get innocent people killed, and then you blame the victims. Natalie Bollinger wasn't a victim of mine. I was a victim of hers. But not just hers. Her and her friends like Maddie Boa and Maddie Boa's customers and Maddie Boa's ex-girlfriends like Mackenzie Chapman. I didn't say nice things to any of these people after over a year of abuse. I didn't have anything else nice to say. You get to see how, no matter how hard I worked, I was never, ever worth fighting for. How many of my friends showed themselves to be loyal? How many showed themselves to be honorable? None. They showed that all they cared about was what other people thought. While saying that they were not afraid, you get to see how later on they admitted that they absolutely were. Not just afraid, petrified. Then when I speak up, I get treated like I'm a bad person. Well, you know what? Be true to your words. If you can tell me, you can tell the cops and you can tell the public. If you're going to play victim after the fact because you took advantage of me, I don't fucking owe it to you to keep my mouth shut, you piece of shit. It don't matter if you're Maddie Boa, Natalie Bollinger, Teresa Orn. It just don't matter. People here try to give me drugs all the time, and I throw them away. They come up and ask me for drugs all the time. I tell them I don't do drugs. Y'all don't know what to make of me because you don't know anyone like me. That's either singularly impressive or delusional as fuck, right? No, it's not. Y'all have simple motivations. Your wants, needs, and desires. They're not easy to pick out of a crowd, right? No, they absolutely are. You just have to pay attention. But you guys don't pay attention. You make snap judgments and you harm innocent people and you don't give a fuck. By ignoring all of the abuse that I've gone through for the last 7 years, all of these mandated reporters that I was sent to broke the law. And being sent back to lawbreakers, hoping that they're gonna not break the law this time, well, that's just fucking stupid. That just allows them the opportunity to do it again and to retaliate against me for trying to tell on them. What the fuck is wrong with you? And again, because I'm male, I must deserve it, and you make me do it alone. I'm thankful for the people who have spoken. I'm not thankful for the fact that they never spoke up in court. Every one of them had every excuse that they could. Well, you know what? I can get a court date if you fucking speak up. But you have to fucking speak up. Instead of allowing these predators to harm me time after time after time and telling me that it's my fault for speaking out about the goddamn abuse. Every single one of you knows that the longer you take to turn in a crime, the more likely it is the criminal gets away. And when my friends were claiming that they were going to help me, my predators would get away because, you know what? All my friends did was procrastinate and waste time and waste resources. Waste day after day after day after day, empty promise after empty promise, while I'm being victimized by the fucking public and the police. Well, I'm being robbed of every goddamn thing that I have. And you don't care. To this day, you still don't care. To this day, you're allowed to yell at me and scream at me and threaten my life. You're allowed to physically assault me and steal my things. And there's not a goddamn thing I can do about it because none of you fucking care. Only my enemies' stories are heard. Just remember, if you are my enemy, it is by your choice, not mine. I got $1.38 to last the month on. I got something I got to get done by 4:30 today. I got to find a piece of mail in here. Thousands of pieces of paperwork. Literally thousands of pieces of paperwork from all over the country. All I needed in each of these places was a safe place and peace and fucking quiet. What did I get instead? I had to stay with alcoholics and fucking drug addicts. Let me tell you something about alcoholics and drug addicts. They don't care about anyone but themselves. They may pretend to care about you while they got their drugs and alcohol. But every moment that they don't, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about how to get their drugs and alcohol. And you know it. And you set up all of these places that are supposed to help these addicts. They don't want to get fucking clean. They just want their drugs. They want to do their drugs in peace and fucking quiet. They want to do their drugs and get fucked up and drown out all their pain without having to fear a police officer coming over and beating them to fucking death or shooting them. Or fucking arresting them, of course. Police officers just go, oh, he's a druggie, and magically it makes it so that it must be true, doesn't it? Because the cops said it, it must be true. Right? Is that not the way it is? If a cop says you're schizophrenic, it means you're schizophrenic. If somebody who you're trying to turn in claims that you're schizophrenic, calls you mentally ill, they're trying to prevent you from being heard. And everything has been done to prevent me from being heard and to destroy evidence because nobody fucking cares. They think, oh, Sean, you fill out this paperwork and magically all of this fucking shiny rainbow bullshit comes raining from the sky. Full of help. Because the law says there's supposed to be a help for us. No, there's fucking not. Not without a friend or family member who cares. Because that mentally ill tag is a double-edged sword. Yes, they're supposed to do their jobs. But when they use the mentally ill tag when you go out alone, they use it the other way. You get to hear in every goddamn one of these calls, they don't care how I'm armed. They talk over me. They bully me to try to get money. There isn't a judge or police officer in this goddamn country, not a single one, that does not take advantage of the most at-risk people in this country. The American homeless man. Not one judge in the entire country is innocent of preying upon us. I've exposed a lot of dirty cops, but you won't hear my story. You just talk over me and tell me what to do. Are you helping me to do those things? When a crime is committed against me, I need someone to help me turn it in right away. They have to help me or I will get blown off. And the police have hundreds of thousands of dollars of your taxpayer money to utilize to try to cover up their crimes and hide their body camera evidence. This isn't just one isolated incident with the cops here. Lothman was involved in helping Molly to get away. He was also involved in harassing me over Molly on at least 4 occasions. There were other officers involved too, like Sadler and Olson. Just wanted to talk over me. I had to try to turn in the assault at the hospital here to Olson, who was there when the crimes were committed against me by he and his co-worker Lothman. They were there when the crime happened. And then, of course, I'm talked over after the fact. Oh, you should have called 911. Do not fucking do that. I did call 911 when I was able to. Matt King is being a fucking retard. Dude, I've been at this for 7 fucking years. Of course, I have gone to all sorts of goddamn places. But you know what? You being a fucking piece of shit on my channel, that's definitely not fucking okay. On the bright side, let's look at this. Hide user on this channel. See this bullshit on the internet, no problem. I can get rid of these pieces of shit. I can't do that in real life. I cannot fucking afford to fucking take care of myself because of victimization by police. Also by my friends. By these drug addicts that I am pawned off on. By people like Nicole Vertner, the Seventh-day Adventist. This shit is not fucking okay. Nobody could possibly do this alone. When you guys want to tell me about all the things that you did, prove it. Prove it. When you say that you tried turning that shit into the police, prove it. See, all the police got to do is pawn you off on others. And then they say, oh, well, if the police wouldn't do it, it's not our job. And back and forth. No, it is the fucking police's job. They refuse to do their jobs. The people that I had to turn the police into said it's not their fucking jobs either. They keep changing the laws. And getting one goddamn person in this country to care. No, you guys just enjoy the hell out of seeing me bullied, seeing me picked on. You enjoy the hell out of me having fucking meltdowns on goddamn YouTube. Every goddamn one of you are cowards. And every goddamn one of you said, oh, we have our own problems. You know what? That is the problem. You know what? There was plenty of Nazis pulling Jews out of their house and saying, just doing our jobs. And telling the neighbors, mind your business. What happens when you mind your business? Well, on that particular occasion, it resulted in 8 million Jews being systematically eradicated. By the way, the Jews were not the first people that Adolf Hitler went after. The homeless and the disabled were, you fucking abhorrent shits.